At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you a woman first appointed to City Council in 2002 who spent many years working as a news writer, producer, reporter, and anchor. She retired from this career in January 2012 as an Emmy Award-winning television news writer and journalist. Over the past 15 years on the City Council, she has been involved in many community organizations, including co-chairing the American Heart Association Go Red for Women campaign in 2015, 5 years of service on the Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy Advisory Committee, and former vice president of the St. Patrick's Day School and Church Parent Association. In 2014, she was recognized as Woman of the Year by the Greater Conejo Valley Chamber of Commerce. She moved to Thousand Oaks with her husband, Dr. Ron de la Peña, in 1995, and today they are raising their 12-year-old twins, Dante and Luca, in the city they both love. Please give a warm welcome to Mayor Claudia de la Peña.
Good afternoon and welcome to our State of the City address, the fourth one we are holding here in Gilbert Arena at the California Lutheran University. I want to thank our two wonderful hosts who made this event possible, the Greater Conejo Valley Chamber of Commerce and California Lutheran University. Thank you also to Jill Lederer, Chamber President, and CLU President Chris Kimball for all of the long-standing support you give to this community. And congratulations to the Chamber for its second 5-star accreditation. Now we have a 5-star chamber and a 5-star musical theater. More on that later. Thank you, Father George, for your prayer. Appreciate that, especially in light of what is going on today around us, unfortunately. Father George, however, is a big fan of musical theater, and he's also the brand new rector of St. Patrick's Episcopal Church here in Thousand Oaks. I thought I'd start out with a couple of interesting factoids. Do you know what significant event happened on this day in 1848 in California? Well, you see it right there. President Polk confirmed that gold was discovered in California, triggering the gold rush of 1849 on this day today. Also on this day in 1933, the country said farewell to the 18th Amendment, which banned alcohol. Congress ratified the 21st Amendment, making alcohol legal. So why am I mentioning all of this? Because the Golden State has come a very long way since the gold rush. Today, it finds itself in a rush to provide affordable housing and water for that matter, are the new gold in California today. And popping the cork on alcohol 84 years ago has now made way for cannabis to be freely consumed in this state. Both topics have been high priority for the City Council this year, and they've made for tough policy decisions. And so today, we celebrate a year of accomplishments and achievements, and I say a most grateful thank you to Councilmember Al Adam, Councilmember Rob McCoy, and Councilmember Joel Price. Of course, we also thank Mayor Pro Tem Andy Fox, but as you heard, he is on the Creek Fire in Los Angeles County. Colleagues, we faced challenging public policy decisions this year, and I have appreciated our ability to work together, but to work well together, and that is extremely important. We don't get involved in politics, party politics here. Here it is all about local issues and what our residents care about, and we're blending red and blue, and that makes it purple behind us. We've had healthy discussions and constructive disagreements, but all of this has led to better decisions for our community. I would also like to thank my family, in particular my amazing husband, Ron, and my 12-year-old twins, Luca, and you see him milking a cow. Ron is examining the poor of a village in Africa, and Dante is seen in the clinic where children are touching his hair because they have not felt hair like that before. That was our mission trip to Uganda through St. Patrick's Episcopal Church. So I'm thanking them for tolerating my absence, and of course, I must thank my mother, Maria. This was my 3rd year serving as mayor, and they provided all the help I needed and more. So, how does the city stay on task and serve to the best of its abilities? By seeking input from the very people who are directly impacted by our decisions. That's all of you, residents, businesses, community leaders. Every 2 years, we ask for your input in our Community Attitude Survey. It helps to shape the future of our city and what you think our top priorities should be. And here are the results from this year's survey. 96% of residents rate the quality of life as excellent or good. Almost 90% state satisfaction with city services. The highest marks come in the areas of public safety, library services, environmental programs, and recreation. While we had positive feedback, the survey also highlighted a few opportunities for the future, including managing traffic congestion, promoting economic development, and maintaining our city streets and roads. Through the City Attitude Survey, you also gave us feedback about Proposition 64, the Adult Use of Marijuana Act, which I referred to just a couple of minutes ago. 54% of residents voted for it last November here in Thousand Oaks. We conducted polls after that, a public workshop, and after several public hearings, we reached what we feel is an appropriate balance between providing access to residents with medical needs without compromising community values. Our polls showed that the majority of residents supported the use and availability of medical marijuana. Because we were proactive, this city council established a policy well ahead of many surrounding cities. Thousand Oaks will have 1 medical marijuana dispensary and 1 testing facility. Social media is instrumental in receiving feedback. Our social media team is working to increase awareness and encourage you to participate. We have more than 35,000 likes, followers, subscribers, and this year we launched a new mobile app called ConnectTO. In case you don't know what it is, this app has a photo and GPS capability, and that makes it easy for you to submit a service request, a complaint, or a pothole. You also stay updated on current events, news, and theater shows. New on the social media platform is the city's budget engagement program. Your City, Your Priorities, launched just this year. It informs you about our key spending areas and gives you the chance to weigh in. You can share your input on our budget priorities through an online survey tool, pop-up workshops at local events, and social media. We were thrilled to see thousands of residents taking part. This was our first year doing this, and we will continue to do it for future budget cycles. Now, as you know, sales tax dollars are our main revenue source. They make up 39% of our $77 million general fund. And when you look at city service as a daily cost per resident, it comes out to only $1.66 per day, with the largest portion going to police services. Today is a perfect day to point out the importance of public safety. Public safety takes the biggest chunk out of our budget because it is a top priority not only for us, but for residents and businesses as well. Thousand Oaks continues to be one of the safest cities in the state, and the nation, and our firefighters and police officers are just proving once again that they are really the best that's out there when it comes to emergencies like we're experiencing today. What's truly special about our police is that they go beyond traditional public safety needs. Our deputies foster community partnerships and give back to our area's most vulnerable residents. He is not here today, but just look at what Police Chief Tim Hagel has started. Together with CRPD, the Conejo Recreation and Park District, CLU, and the school district, he established the Safe Passage program. It helps at-risk children break the cycle of crime and poverty by offering after-school tutoring, trips to camps and parks, libraries, universities, and the theater. Now, that's the ticket to a successful future. Our deputies have also taken an active role in addressing our community's homeless population. That's why we are working toward a regional approach. The city is collaborating with the county and social services agencies to find solutions to this challenge. I ask you, our residents, and neighboring cities in Ventura County, be our partner in this. Chapter 15, verse 11, in the book of Deuteronomy says, "You shall open wide your hand to your brother, to the needy and to the poor." We have a moral obligation to help the homeless. First responders help everyone in need. In August, the fire department moved into a brand new fire station, number 35, the 11,000 square foot station in Newberry Park on Mitchell Road, replaced a tiny 3,000 square foot antiquated station on Hillcrest Drive. We thank the men and women of the Ventura County Fire District, led by Fire Chief Ted Smith, who unfortunately couldn't make it today either for obvious reasons. And we also thank the Thousand Oaks Police Department, led by Police Chief Tim Hagel, for their dedication to our community safety. Chief Smith, by the way, is retiring next month after 37 years with our fire district. That's not the news I wanted to hear, but we wish him and his family well. In addition to public safety, another top spending priority is the maintenance of infrastructure, including streets and roads. The city maintains 380 miles of streets, and they are our largest and most valuable asset. Our residents have grown accustomed to the very good condition and rating of our streets, and that ain't cheap. Because of less gas tax money flowing in from Sacramento, we had to authorize a one-time $11 million increase in spending to offset a major portion of the deferred maintenance. This was the single largest street, road improvement and investment in our city's history, and I hope it's going to be the last. The project will touch 50 miles of streets and roads beginning in April through November of next year. Another part of what we do is, of course, transit and public transportation. Transportation is evolving fast and furiously. The technology is just moving at lightning speed. So we are working on a comprehensive master plan to improve transit and relieve congestion, and that particular plan will be unveiled next year. Now, last spring, we reached a huge milestone when our TO Boulevard utility undergrounding project was finally done. We partnered with Southern California Edison to improve safety and aesthetics along the boulevard. We removed about 1.5 miles of overhead electrical wires and 48 electrical poles from Duesenberg Drive to Via Merida. In total, 53 poles were removed, including the massive 80-foot and 12-ton Godzilla pole near the post office.
That was a good.
Yeah. at almost $15 million. This was the largest infrastructure improvement project in recent history. And I'm also happy to share that this project was not only on time, but it came in under budget by almost $1 million. Thousand Oaks has not only been a responsible steward of our finances, infrastructure, and safety, but equally important, of our environment, and we continue to lead the way in sustainability. We rolled out our commercial organic waste reduction and recycling program with food waste collection from local restaurants and food outlets. Also, since using thousands of donated LED lights, we have reduced our lighting energy costs by 60% in city facilities. The savings are enough to power 18 homes and save $13,500 a year in electricity costs. We also continue with water conservation. Even though the state lifted conservation mandates, Thousand Oaks continues to save. Our consumption is 20% below that of 2013. However, this year, unfortunately, the city's largest water purveyor, California American Water Company, announced that it wants to significantly hike water rates for almost half of our residents. Now, we, the city, have spent tens of thousands of dollars to fight CalAm's proposed rate increase. But CalAm isn't budging. And so we are taking our fight all the way to the Public Utilities Commission in San Francisco. A decision will come next spring, and I hope that the residents will be the winners. This year, we also updated our forestry and landscape master plan with new drought-tolerant landscape guidelines, all based on public input via social media and workshops. We will have 5 demonstration sites across the city where we showcase the new plants and how they will beautify our medians. Our environment includes more than 150 miles of open space surrounding our city, and of course, an abundance of wildlife. We have taken steps to protect people, pets, and local wildlife species by partnering with the National Park Service. We developed a series of short videos called Nature Neighbors that give you tips on how to live with our wildlife while discouraging unwanted guests into your home. The series also highlights the dangers of anticoagulant rodenticides, which unfortunately continue to work their way into the food chain with catastrophic impacts on local wildlife. Please, let's all take steps to protect ourselves, families, property, and wildlife. I implore all of those businesses which still put out poison boxes for everyone to see to change to more humane methods. They're out there, and we know that they work. After all, our community is blessed with over 15,000 acres of open space, more than 1/3 of the city, and with nearly every resident living within a mile of a park or open space. Now, to maintain the open space, that is the responsibility of COSCA. COSCA has been preserving our open space for 4 decades. Today, this year, they're celebrating their 40th anniversary, and the board of directors are seated to my left. Congratulations, COSCA, for the Park District and the city. In celebration of this milestone, the Conejo Recreation and Park District and COSCA have engaged residents with a wide range of community hikes, trail work days, and education events throughout the year. And this culminated in a community-wide celebration at Sapwi Trails, which is set to open early next year. So 5 years ago, I mentioned our plans for a historic acquisition of open space. Well, today we are still working on this very complicated acquisition of more than 80 acres of crucial open space from the Rasnow family. It's crucial because it will connect missing links and complete the Los Robos Trail, and that has been a top priority for our city. I keep my fingers crossed. And thanks to COSCA and CRPD, our city's beautiful parks and recreational programs have undoubtedly helped shape Thousand Oaks into a very special place. Other crown jewels of this community are our top-notch libraries. They continue to reach beyond walls and books to create meaningful partnerships and make a positive difference in our community. The Thousand Oaks Library Foundation is currently working to try to preserve the library's special collections, including the American Radio Archives, local history collection, and the book arts collection. Last month, the foundation partnered with the Thousand Oaks Community Art Gallery for a very special tribute to local photography legend and historian Ed Lawrence. A new partnership between the library, Conejo Valley Unified School District, Moore Park College, and retired CVUSD teachers is the literacy program called Read to Succeed. Library Director Heather Cousin piloted this program over the summer with 7 students who were identified by their teacher as struggling readers. It is now up to 17 students with graduation slated for this month. Thank you, Heather Cousin, for doing this, and thank you to the school district. This year was also the 11th anniversary of the Thousand Oaks Reads One City, One Book reading program, also sponsored by the library, the Friends of the Library, with support from local businesses and organizations, including CLU, the Acorn newspaper, and Stagecoach Inn Museum. This year's book was right up my alley. News of the World, A Story of Journalism in the Old West by author Paulette Giles. It attracted many people to various One City, One Book events held throughout the community during October. My personal highlight was serving as moderator for a panel of distinguished journalists discussing, what else? The impact of fake news. Very interesting. The library also launched a passport renewal program with Congresswoman Julia Brownley. More than 600 passports were renewed, and in order to provide more convenient services, the library will be offering new passport services by appointment early next year. So you don't have to drive into LA or Oxnard, you can come straight to the library here in Thousand Oaks. So much like libraries, the arts provide inspiration and enlighten the lives of all ages, beautify public spaces, and strengthen the social fabric of really any community. From small towns to large cities, arts organizations make communities more desirable places to live and work in every day of the year. Earlier this year, the city's Cultural Affairs Department brought back the Excellence in the Arts Awards. We wanted to recognize the contribution of local arts organizations, artists, and members of the community for their contribution and impact on the arts in Thousand Oaks. And as part of these awards, I had the honor of bestowing the very first Mayor's Award. The recipient is chosen at the discretion of the mayor. So I presented the inaugural award in October to the 35-year-old All-District Music Festival. The festival is organized by the Conejo Schools Foundation, led by Cindy Goldberg and Terry McCollum. And a big thank you, I want to say a big thank you to the Thousand Oaks High School students earlier today for their wonderful jazz program. Believe it or not, this was the first time that a band, an all-district music festival band or musicians have actually participated in the State of the City address. This year also saw a groundbreaking merger between two powerful local arts entities, the Alliance for the Arts, the fundraising arm for the theaters, and the Thousand Oaks Civic Arts Plaza Foundation, whose shows draw tens of thousands of people to the Civic Arts Plaza each year. Together, they now form the single most dynamic and largest nonprofit organization in Ventura County called TO Arts. To move this arts merger along, emphasis on arts, staff enlisted the skills of two sports fanatics, council members Andy Fox and Al Adam. The merger negotiations played like a football game, with countless interceptions and fumbles, finally ending in a huge win for Team Community. TO Arts is an important public-private partnership that will bring exceptional benefits for local arts organizations and donors, including our three fabulous resident companies, the New West Symphony, Five Star Theatricals, and Pacific Festival Ballet. These groups have helped bring international performers and first-rate live professional theater to our city. And I'd like for you to learn more about them.
In May of 2017, the Alliance for the Arts and the Thousand Oaks Civic Arts Plaza Foundation merged together to become the Thousand Oaks Alliance for the Arts, or TO Arts. And with that merger, TO Arts became the largest nonprofit arts organization in Ventura County. The vision for TO Arts is a place where the arts thrive for all. A place is referring to the Civic Arts Plaza. We see this as a place where we want everyone in our community to benefit from being exposed to the arts. The work of the Thousand Oaks Alliance for the Arts is important because we are raising funds that support the resident companies and other community groups so that they can provide performances and productions for the community. We're providing the support so that these great companies can actually produce their work and can provide opportunities for our community to be involved in the arts.
Being on stage, there's no other feeling like it. It gives you like a rush. With the audience watching you too, you know that you're making other people smile, so it makes you smile. And it's just like a circle of emotions. There's no words. You just feel amazing when you do it. I'm 16 years old and I've lived in Thousand Oaks my whole life. I grew up here seeing shows at the Civic Arts Plaza, and now it's great to finally get to be in these shows with Pacific Festival Ballet. This year I'm going to be performing as Clara in the Nutcracker, which is a really great opportunity, and I'm just so excited to be doing that and being on stage with all these amazing dancers. I'm just so grateful that right in my backyard we have a place where we can go see shows and be in shows and be inspired and inspire other people.
Pacific Festival Ballet is the resident company at the Civic Arts Plaza, and we have been performing at the theater since the doors opened in 1994, and we've had our residency status since, I believe, 2001. Our relationship with the Alliance and TO Arts is vital, and it's been very special to us over the years. It allows thousands of children to come into the theater for free, and with our residency status, it gives us the ability to explore and to create new work. We've created 3 original ballets over the past 10 years. Moving forward with TO Arts and our ongoing partnership, what I envision and what we've already discussed is not only bringing kids into the theater, which of course is primary, but of taking the theater out of the building and going into the schools. We have a hope to go in and create lecture demonstration opportunities, master classes, interactive sessions where the students can first have the exposure to the artist before they even step foot in the theater. And then once they get in the theater, they see the finished product and they really get the overall perspective of what it is to be an artist and a performer.
I feel we have a fabulous symphony here. These are all professionals. There's about 60 plus minus musicians. We have at least 6 masterpiece concerts in our local community per year. There's a mixture of both the old and familiar and new and perhaps sometimes cutting edge. The New West Symphony has been fortunate to be a resident company at the Civic Arts Plaza since its inception. I think that it's been a positive for us and a positive for the city in the sense that it keeps on the front burner the relationship of having a performing arts resident group. We in turn have appreciated the support over these many years that the city has provided for us. I'm excited about the new entity, the Thousand Oaks Alliance for the Arts, which I think fuses some of the best of what we've had before. And I think it's going to be a positive step as we look down the road and for the arts in our community. I think that this is something that we all have a responsibility, all of us who live in this community have a responsibility to support the arts for all that they do for us. And I think this will be a good forward step in that direction from a civic point of view.
We want to teach people about relationships. We want to teach them about stories. We want to give them something to live for. We want them to feel emotion. We want people to have an experience and be changed for the better. And I think that's what the arts does for people. It teaches them more about their humanity and their connection with other people. My name is Bart Leininger. I'm the board chair for Five Star Theatricals, formerly known as Cabrillo Music Theater. We've been the resident company of Thousand Oaks for the last 20, 25 years. We put on Broadway-style shows. These are shows that people would normally see on Broadway, but we produce them locally. One of the things that we're doing this coming year is we're going to be doing some more straight plays in the Share Forum. We've never done that before. And as a new organization, we're looking to expand our repertoire of different theater offerings that we can give to the public. We are so very fortunate to have the Civic Arts Plaza here. It is the largest theater between Los Angeles and San Francisco. We are very blessed also to have a great relationship with the City of Thousand Oaks, and especially TO Arts, who is so supportive of our organization.
While we raise funds in a variety of ways, one of our major partners in fundraising is the Angels of the Arts.
The Angels of the Arts is a total volunteer organization. And what we do is we raise funds for the Kids in the Arts program. By bringing the funds to the Kids in the Arts program, it is then trickled down to the different schools, primarily Title I schools. We have been able to bring over 1.1 million youth to the theater. Now you may ask, why the theater? The theater is very important. It could be the symphony, it could be a play, it could be the ballet. It's exposing them to something, the arts, that they may not otherwise ever be exposed to.
We are so fortunate to have the Civic Arts Plaza here in our community. A lot of communities don't have a place like this. I just want to encourage everyone to take the time to come to a show, see what we've got going on in the theater, because we are really doing amazing things here, and we do want to be a place where the arts thrive for all.
You can see the sheer breadth and depth of our local arts community in this video, and the impact they have on all residents, especially our precious youth. I bet many of you had no idea that we have world-class entertainment here in Thousand Oaks. You didn't have to fly to New York or go to downtown LA. You have everything right here in your backyard. We produce Broadway caliber entertainment, and I do want to thank thank you to the TO Arts, not TO Arts, but the TOTV team for putting this video together. Thank you very much. Now, as the New West Symphony enters its 23rd season, it continues to rock with musical excellence, talented musicians, and its breathtaking masterpiece series. And of course, the productions of five-star theatricals, formerly known as Cabrillo Music Theater, rival any show on Broadway. Don't take my word for it. Go buy a ticket and see for yourself. And didn't Will North, the managing director of Five Star, do a great job singing our national anthem? Thank you. Thank you, Will. My family and I are season subscribers to the Symphony, five-star theatricals, and we always look forward to Pacific Festival's Ballet's productions, including the Nutcracker this holiday season. More people need to become season subscribers, really. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the unique opportunity to experience all three resident companies together on the Cobley stage for the first time in the history of the Civic Arts Plaza. Musical theater, ballet, and symphony come together for Music of the Night, Love Changes Everything. That's on Saturday, February 10th, and Sunday, February 11th. Please check it out. You will be in awe. The directors and chairpersons from these organizations are here with us today, including from the Conejo Schools Foundation. I believe Cindy is here, and Terry as well, Terry McCollum. Thank you for keeping the arts alive in Thousand Oaks and for instilling love of the arts in our children. Our goal should be to make the performing arts part of our school's curriculum from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. STEM is great, but STEAM is better. Science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And I'd like for all of the organizations who are here represented today to please stand. Pacific Festival Ballet, Five Star, New West Symphony, Conejo Schools Foundation. Thank you. Thank you for all you do, again, to instill love of arts in our children. Thousand Oaks is also proud to be home to a number of venues which showcase the talents of our fine arts community. The gallery in the Cobley Theater, the community gallery at the Newberry Park Library, the gallery at the Hillcrest Center for the Arts, the William Rowland Gallery right next door here at CLU, the California Museum of Art, Thousand Oaks, and finally, the oldest museum, the Conejo Valley Art Museum, established 40 years ago. And I would like for those representatives who are here today to please stand. Mr. Rowland. Thank you. The city understands the importance of working with all our local arts groups, cultural organizations, and especially our schools, to bring arts awareness to the entire community. Think about it. I mean, really think about it. What are we without music? What are we without dance, painting, sculpting, film, or photography? What gives us relief from all the world's problems? Without the arts, ladies and gentlemen, without the arts, humanity will have lost its language. You see, the arts bring people from all walks of life and all political views together in harmony. No other form of communication can do that. None. In fact, the arts also power the economy. Do I have your attention now? Yes. How? Here is how. An American for the Arts Economic Prosperity study revealed that here in Thousand Oaks, cultural events generated a total of almost $13 million in economic activity. The same study also showed that the arts support 450 full-time jobs. Add to that a 45% jump in attendance at the Kavli and Schur Forum theaters just in the first quarter of this year alone. And you can see why the arts are vital to our economy. The jump in attendance is thanks not only to the diversity and quality of performances, but also to our awesome Cultural Affairs Director, Barry McComb, and his staff. They do a lot to advance the arts in our community because they know how important it is. As our economy evolves, we also must develop a blueprint for the next 10 years. We are working on an economic development strategic plan that includes special programs and initiatives to retain businesses and to expand them. As mayor, I had the privilege of visiting various local companies. Some companies are expanding, while others are relocating to Thousand Oaks to call it home. Currently under construction are 9 state-of-the-art industrial buildings in the Rancho Conejo section of the city. International biopharmaceutical company ATARA will be moving there later this year. And finding a permanent home for the LA Rams continues to be our top priority, and CLU has set the bar pretty high. The city also has established a partnership with Ventura County, the Chamber of Commerce, local cycling groups, and the Conejo Valley Tourism Improvement District with the goal to form a cycling tourism collaborative. Since its inception last year, the Bicycle Tourism Roundtable has met quarterly to focus on tourism for all types of cycling. Supervisor Linda Parks and I host over 40 key stakeholders who are committed to making the east end of Ventura County, including Westlake Village, Agoura, and Malibu, a bike tourist destination. Another destination the city has envisioned is a downtown. The City Council has taken important steps to move the concept of a downtown closer to reality. The downtown core lies between Conejo School Road and Urbs. And I mentioned earlier about housing being the new gold rush. Well, 2 mixed-use projects with, thankfully, some low-income apartments came before the City Council this year as part of our pre-screen process. While we granted hundreds of units, both projects must now make it through a rigorous planning and review process to make sure that they are compatible and consistent with our community's character. A consultant team is working with the city to develop a downtown master plan which includes streetscape enhancements, parking considerations, and other options. And while we continue to explore other housing opportunities in the city, it must be measured, incremental, and most importantly, transparent. This was an eventful year, and we work to make Thousand Oaks even better. And we wouldn't be here today if it weren't for the 3 council members who laid the groundwork before us. Ray Garcia, Francis Prince, Dan Del Campo passed away earlier this year. They all had a hand in shaping our city's future, and for that, we thank them from the bottom of our hearts. Of course, nothing happens without the hard work of our dedicated city staff and leadership team. Under City Manager Drew Powers, City Hall is a welcoming place where talent is nurtured and public input is valued. we have shared a vision for our community, implementing progress without sacrificing heritage, character, environment, or ethics. And so, with your participation and input, Thousand Oaks will continue to stay on task so that we, council and staff, can serve to the best of our ability in carrying out that vision. I thank you all for the roles you play to keep Thousand Oaks special, make it a special place. I wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and have a most blessed New Year. Thank you.